I never saw none of the clips when I seen that before.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them like, damn, they seem sad as shit in this joint.
Okay, the talking points are cool, but let's get real. First and foremost, Seattle was the first city that went to a $15 minimum wage. I believe it was about 7 or 8 years ago. Do you know what happened to working people in the city of Seattle? Their hours were cut. Do you know why their hours were cut? Because the price per employee was so much higher that businesses had to start cutting back. People went from working 1 or 2 jobs to working 2 or 3 jobs in the city of Seattle. If you want to, hold on, Gary. Now,
Not true.
I backed up. Not chill out for a minute now. Okay. Now, if you want to go to the other thing about the minimum wage, if you want to have that economic conversation. Another thing to understand: the prevailing wage, the prevailing market wage right now is significantly over the minimum wage. That's actually the real impact when you look at the minimum wage at any point in time over the last 50 years, that the market wage is always over the minimum wage. The minimum wage is a wage for entry-level employment. So if, my kids are 21, 17, 13, if they have to go work in a restaurant or work on a construction site or work in a hotel or doing something like that, and by the way, in construction, you make a lot more than the minimum wage, just established.
Bring it up.
But if you're going to do that, they don't have the skill set to be able to demand a higher wage. That was the original purpose.
$7.25 an hour.
That was the original purpose of the minimum wage. And so I will tell you, in the economic data, really over 50 years now has proven that the minimum wage is not really indicative of what people are making every single day. And actually, when you raise the minimum wage, what ends up happening is you start pricing out low-skilled labor. What's happened at Panera Bread? What's happened at Walmart? What's happened at Costco? What's happened at McDonald's? All these companies, well, when you push a higher wage, what they are starting to do is move towards automation. So now there's less people working in those stores. What does that do to people who are trying to find ways to make ends meet? It gives them less ability to find a job and less ability to put money in their pocket. So specifically to the minimum wage, one quick thing, Tez, I'm gonna go quick on this one. When you want to talk about the American Rescue Plan, yes, they put a lot of things in that bill, like what you talked about with the out-of-pocket expense on prescription drugs. But let's be very clear. The American Rescue Plan is the bill that created the inflation that has been hurting every American, regardless of race, in the United States of America, except the rich. Who said that? Not me. Lawrence Summers, who was the economic advisor to Bill Clinton, because he came out when that bill came out and he said, do not do this. The economy doesn't need this stimulus. It's gonna cause inflation. Larry Summers was right. House Republicans were right. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were wrong. So how are you going to entrust her with the economic future of our country when she's already damaged the last 4 years of purchasing power for the same people who need help today?
Okay, so I want you to counter that, Gary. Then I believe we'll have a question from the audience, and then we want to get to the next topic. We want to make sure both of you have time.
I don't want to go into the details of everything he said, but what I will say is that no American should be making $7.25 an hour anywhere in this country. And if you got a congressman who supports keeping the federal minimum wage at $7.25 an hour, I don't care if you're 15, 16, or 21, you can't afford to pay a light bill on working 40 hours a week at $7.25.
But let's be very clear. No American
is making
$7.25 an hour.
That's not true. I live in South Louisiana. I guarantee you I can find you somebody making $7.25 an hour.
Well, y'all heard that. Okay. Let's go to, I believe, is it James? Is that correct? Question in the audience from James on the economy.
Hold on.
And let's stay focused on.
And another thing about the motherfucking minimum wage, right? According to him, then, you can't cap anything. According to him, he don't want to raise it. He don't want to do anything. He just leave it there, right?
Leave it there.
So according to him, just everybody live under their means where they just fucking struggling. And to him, that's cool. And then another thing, he is trying to make a distinction of, he think he's slick, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't vote for me and my man have been pointing out for months. These bitch ass niggas did not vote for anything that got us out of this pandemic right now, right?
Anything. Not damn.
Nothing. And everything he names that's in that bill, like the $35 capping, all that stuff would not exist if it was up to them.
Right.
And what he want to do is say, I did that because that caused inflation. And that's why I didn't do it. And somebody got to make a distinction of, do you care whether or not that bill caused inflation or not, or you can afford insulin.
Yep.
Right? And then that's not even true what he's saying. We had a pandemic. He acts like the pandemic never existed until you talk about Trump. You start talking about Trump, you know it's a pandemic. Wait, what? They both had a pandemic 2 years in their shit.
Right.
So what are we talking about? Just one person got rid of it.
Correct.
So again, and then he always want to go back to, oh, it was so good in Trump. When? What was so good? We was in a pandemic from the 2 years in all the way to the end, right? So what we talking about, the first 16 months or some shit? What we talking about, he ain't passed nothing but a tax cut? He didn't do anything. What's the policy that he did to do anything? Nothing. He rolled in on Obama, whatever Obama did.
Yep.
So he didn't do anything, then the pandemic hit.
Yep.
So it's like, what are y'all talking about? He didn't do any policies. He didn't do anything for economy. They keep talking, well, he had a boom in his economy. He didn't do anything. He didn't pass one bill to do anything with the economy. All he did was pass a tax cut for the rich. The whole time, he didn't do anything else. And you're not going to try to convince me that giving tax cuts to the rich is economic sound. Like what? This shit is starting to sound retarded to me. And I ain't got no degrees. I ain't even walk on the campus, bro. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? This is for rich people.
Yeah, just like
it's the silliest shit.
It's just like Larry Hogan. At the beginning of this campaign, Larry Hogan was way behind, and probably still behind, but he had no money coming from nowhere. He ain't had but a limited amount. I think he had a certain amount of donors or whatever the fuck, but he had pissed off MAGA, so MAGA wasn't fucking with him. He had pissed off the party. The party ran by Trump daughter-in-law, so they not giving him no money. But he got a fucking commercial up every 2 motherfucking minutes because he got some billionaire donors that's giving him money to do this shit. And people think that, or he want people to think that he gonna be an independent mind and he gonna do his own thing when he get to the motherfucker, if he get to the Senate. Come on. He just like everybody else. The motherfuckers ain't giving you that type of money, billions of dollars for nothing. Shit.
Exactly. When people pay politicians, it's paying them to be a mouthpiece for their wants and needs.
Yeah.
And all he doing, everything he said, why would a black man sit there and say, I don't want to raise the minimum wage? What the fuck? What? Why? What?
Yeah, ignorant fuck.
This doesn't make any sense. I don't give a fuck what spin you put on it. Not raising the minimum wage sounds dumb.
These are ignorant. You don't want tax breaks for lower income Americans. You don't want that. You don't want to raise the minimum wage. What the fuck do you want to do?
Don't want to do shit but give tax cuts and stop whatever Kamala want to do. Oh, she want to get $6,000 to. Well, what does she want to do? What do you say she want to do again? $6,000? No, she can't do that. I'm gonna tell you why. Like what?
Right.
$25,000 for. No, I'm gonna tell you why she can't do that. Wait, what?
Tell me.
What are you talking about?
Hey, she can't. Motherfucker, like you been president. You don't know what the fuck she can do.
Everything was. I'm gonna tell you why she can't do that.
I can't tell you why.
Like what? Why are you telling me stuff she can't do? She's telling you her proposals,
man,
bro.
3 million home, man.
Why is your answer is
man,
she can't do that?
She can't build 3 million new houses. I
Yeah, like no, man. Don't even try that. Why try that?
Where the land at, man? Where the fuck she gonna build a house?
What made her say that? She can't do that. Wanna know why? He always had a joint. Wanna know why? Like what?
You try to and see. Look, Republican. Y'all keep putting these old stuffy ass brothers out here, fake ass brothers out here.
Beginning of
that
this,
want to get up in front of black people and talk, use all these big motherfucking Harvard educated ass words. And
yeah, it just
look, we don't understand that shit.
No bullshit, bro. It's like
Talk
We-
if you,
in the
if
end, we was like, okay, you didn't make
you
any
see
sense.
why the brother on the other side just got over.
Real clear, precise joints.
He knew who he was talking to. So
That's your
hey,
grandmama. That's your grandma.
I ain't got to.
He was
say
saying
much.
short joints.
Right. He said,
I ain't about to get in all that
he
right
said,
there.
Hold up. First of all, I ain't even gonna get in all these age, right? But what I am gonna say is, you know, that shit he talking some bullshit.
Yeah. It's just short joints. Like, I ain't gonna get into all that. But that's your grandma and your granddad
He's like, man,
that he voted
he
against.
said, yeah. Hey, look here,
Just
man.
move on.
He said, man, I asked you, did you vote against it? Did he
He
say?
voted against it or not?
But when he said that, that shit, yeah, I ain't gonna get into all he said. Like, what I'm saying is this, you know, I don't know who the fuck he live on 750 I.
And then that was it.
I'm from Southwest Louisiana. I guarantee you, I'll find you somebody that makes 750 I. I don't know who the fuck you think you talking
And it's
to.
like, nigga, you want to just leave it there. Like, what?
Right.
That shit don't even sound right, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, then he fucked him up. He said, look, man, I don't give a fuck who you is. I don't give a fuck if you 15, 16, 17, whatever. Fuck 'em. You can't pay the motherfucking light bill on 70 hour.
Everybody getting connected to that. Like, when Main Man started talking, it's like so many words you spinning in a circle, like, and then at the
Right.
end you be like, okay.
You know, you like, well, you shut
Whatever
the
you
fuck
just
up.
said.
Damn, man.